Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, with another Raising Kanan Season 4 theory and prediction video. Let's talk about Dwiz, brother. Let's talk about Lou. And I will explain a theory about Lou and Dwiz, brother, that we have yet to see on the internet by anyone other than the guy you're listening to right now. And that is the possibility that Lulu will not be exposed to Dwiz, brother. But Lulu himself will be the one who confesses to Dwiz's brother about his involvement in Dwiz's murder. It will be Lulu who gets so drunk that Dwiz's brother is home. And by the way, Dwiz's brother is not Breeze. I gotta understand, Raising Kanan only gonna give us 1 or 2 more seasons. We don't have enough time to build up on who Breeze is before we get into Power Origins and all that, right? We don't have time for them to make us like him and understand his background story and everything. But like I said, it will be Lulu who will be stupid drunk. Dwiz's brother will come around. Lulu will be somebody who was trying to stay on the straight and narrow after he leaves rehab. But he will have anxiety, he will have tremendous guilt, and he will be so drunk, just like the time he confessed to Scrappy's mother about when Scrappy was murdered, that he himself will deem it fit to accept his consequences, and he will confess to Dwiz himself. As Dwiz will be home looking for, as Dwiz's brother will be home looking for the murderer of his brother. And in order to help Dwiz's brother and mom, right, deal with their grieving and have some kind of closure, he will be so drunk that he will confess, whether it's on purpose because he drunk or by mistake because he drunk. And he might not even remember. And ultimately, it will still be Dwiz who kills Lulu. This video is going to be another banger. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, now, y'all, let's break it down like this. We know who Lulu is as a character going into the end of Season 3 now. Some people may not like the turn that his character took, but however, I like the fact that the writers of Raising Kanan decided to take it that way. This in fact is one of the reasons why, when it's all said and done, Raising Kanan will rival OG Power as debatable which was the best show. Because this is realistic. We finally get some realism as to what happens when you're in the streets and you're taking people's lives and you're involved in the destruction of your own people. This is something that has not been expounded on that much at all within the Power series, especially not as in depth as they're doing with Lulu right now. There are a lot of Lulus in the hood. When you go in the hood and you think about people fathers, people uncles, the drunks out there. The drunks out there, the crackheads, the former crackheads, these are people who've experienced the same thing as Lulu. When you think about the youngins in the hood right now, they active in the streets and they on drugs. These are the Lulus. There are more Lulus in the hood than anyone. And you don't have to necessarily catch a body to be a Lulu, but just from being involved in the hood and feeling like you're pressured to be something that you don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? When you have this main character syndrome in the hood, right? But anyways, we know who Lulu is. Lulu is not going to stop wanting to unalive himself. But what we're going to see is Season 4 is going to roll around. We're going to see Lulu progressing with the music, staying clean. We're going to see Rock probably leave Lulu alone. Now, does that mean Lulu is not going to get involved in the streets anymore? Probably not. You know, Even though Lulu doesn't like being a killer, Lulu is very good at his skill set. It's the drama and the guilt that comes with it. And with that being said, we are going to see Lulu still running the club, still doing the music thing, still doing his part to keep the police out of his family's business, and locking everyone up because he's tied to everyone. But there will come a time where Lulu begins to drink again. And here's the thing. If Lulu is going to start drinking again, there has to be a reason why he gets triggered to relapse and drink again. Will it be the pressures of trying to run a record label? We know that there's a new artist. There's a new character who's a woman who's going to be some kind of record label exec. Will that become Lulu's love interest? We know that there's not going to be another situation with a love interest of Lulu where she ultimately dies like Cisa. And when it comes to what will trigger Lulu to start drinking again, because it was Raquel in season 3, we know that it's not going to be Raquel in season 4. So that leaves 2 more options for me. Actually 3 now that I'm thinking about it. Joyce Thomas says the wrong thing, but we've already seen that she was not strong enough to push Lou to start drinking again. It was Rock who did it, and Lou also knows that part of his father's depression was because of Joyce Thomas. So maybe not Joyce Thomas, but then that definitely leaves 2 more options. That's B-Rilla, who'll be associated with Lulu. Maybe he dies being associated with Lulu. That causes Lulu to drink again and relapse. Or D-Wiz's brother comes home and Lulu, right, is involved or around him somehow, some way. Well, what makes things interesting is D-Wiz's brother comes home. If he ain't been home already. He's home. He's around Lulu. Maybe he gives Lou some kind of job or something. Maybe B-Rilla is D-Wiz's brother. Maybe, right? Maybe they just didn't tell us yet. But if B-Rilla is not D-Wiz's brother, Lulu is associated with D-Wiz, you know you're going to have Rock, who is super fake, but also strategic. Once she realizes D-Wiz's brother is around, she's going to want to involve herself with D-Wiz as well, right? So she could keep him close and be able to monitor what he's thinking, where he's going, how he's moving. She could be the person who tells Lulu, hey, look, you got things going on at the record label, you got things going on at the bar, give D-Wiz a job as a bouncer or something like that. Anything of the sort, anything related. And Lulu will have anxiety because he still feels tremendous guilt for killing D-Wiz. So, on top of all this, he will grow to also really love D-Wiz's brother as an individual for whatever reason. He's going to like the character of D-Wiz. At some point, Lulu is going to begin drinking again. And when he's getting drunk, he's falling off the wagon again. Who's going to be one of the people who is around to assist Lulu and probably want to look out for Lulu? We are talking about D-Wiz's brother himself. And we know how drunk Lulu gets to where he forgets the code. He forgets to protect his family. He starts talking too much. That leaves a possibility for a scenario to go down where we can just envision Lulu drunk. He falls out somewhere, even if he's in the bar. D-Wiz's brother is there. D-Wiz's brother helps him up. D-Wiz brother is like, hey man, what's going on with you? You alright, man? You wasn't like this when I first started coming around. What's good? Blase blah, blase blah. Then you have Lulu, who be so drunk and blacked out. He's gonna start crying, he's gonna get emotional, and he's gonna say, I can't take this shit no more. I know who killed your brother. I know who killed your brother. It was me. I'm sorry. Now, there's different ways this could go. We could have D-Wiz. We could have D-Wiz who decides to kill Lulu right then and there on the spot. We could have D-Wiz brother who hears Lulu say this and he like, yo, what do you mean? What are you talking about, right? He leaves, comes around Lulu the next day just to find out that Lulu didn't even remember what he said, which will allow D-Wiz to be in a position to where he could rock Lulu to sleep, right? As he gets closer to what's going on with the Thomas family, as he probably plans to just destroy all of them, right? We could then see him befriend Kanan, right? And then here's another thing. What if he overhears Kanan talking about the death of D-Wiz with Lulu or Rock? That leaves possibilities for more high stakes and things like that. But ultimately, we are likely to see Lulu confess to even more murders. Don't forget, confess directly to D-Wiz brother about how D-Wiz went out. And by the end of the season, of course, it will be D-Wiz brother who pops Lulu in the head the same way he popped D-Wiz in the head. We already know he confessed to Scrappy's murder. Then we already know when Howard had him tied up and everything, Howard already said he was confessing to every murder over the last 10 years. She is making it hot. So it's not far-fetched that instead of someone setting up Lulu or some funny contrived way of D-Wiz brother finding out what Lulu did, Lulu could get drunk and blacked out enough to tell D-Wiz brother himself and get knocked off right then and there. Or to make it even more interesting, he forgets and D-Wiz says, all right, I'm gonna act like and D-Wiz brother says, all right, I'm gonna act like he ain't even say that and I'm gonna look further into this. And ultimately, he still kills Lulu. Tell me what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God-gifted. That's touched by an angel. That's on the dome, nigga.